Former President Trump's legal team and Justice Department lawyers met with the Mar-a-Lago special master in Brooklyn on Tuesday. Judge Raymond Dearie was appointed by the federal judge last week to evaluate whether any of the 11,000 documents seized from Trump's Florida home are protected from a Justice Department investigation. Dearie has until November 30th to complete his review. Meanwhile, on Monday, Trump's attorneys acknowledged for the first time in a court filing to Judge Dearie that the Mar-a-Lago investigation could possibly lead to a criminal indictment for the former president. For more on this, let's bring in Scott MacFarlane and Dan Meyer. Scott is CBS News congressional correspondent, and Dan is a national security lawyer and former intelligence officer. He's also a managing partner at the law firm of Tully Rickey. Dan, I want to start with you. Former President Trump asserted that he declassified the materials at Mar-a-Lago, but then when the special master asked his lawyers to prove it, they resisted. What's going on?
Well, it's probably because they can't prove it, John. Declassification is not just pulling out a Sharpie and marking through the classification markings. There's a whole process. There's logs that need to be kept, agencies that need to be consulted, the agencies that own the information. So my hunch is this all got started because the GSA and NARA officials, government officials who do the archiving, knew they weren't declassified. So I don't think they can prove it, and that's why they don't want to produce the evidence to Special Master Dearie.
With the claims about the stolen, former President Trump, when he claimed that the election was stolen in 2020, the president and his representatives repeatedly failed to then prove that and back that up when it came to legal proceedings and the court. They were shut out in all of those representations when they had to make it in front of any kind of legal proceeding. Do you see that happening here with this question of declassification and their refusal to answer the judge's request?
Well, this is the see the squirrel conundrum. I think what they've done is they had a tactical win in getting the special master, no question about it. I think that draws out the process and allows them to sort of probe the Justice Department position to see if they're going to go in one of two directions. Are they going to do a prosecution in line with like the Espionage Act prosecutions under the Obama administration? We were very tough on leakers and spillers during that time period. Or is this going to end up as a plea bargain and a misdemeanor, as happened in the Bush administration with various celebrity leakers and spillers, including former deputy and national security advisor and former chief of staff to the vice president. So, we have different models here, and which way the Justice Department is going to go is what the Trump team wants to find out. And I think the special master process has been allowing them to do that.
Scott, I want to ask you about this other part of the investigation. The judge who appointed Judge Dearie barred the Justice Department from accessing the Mar-a-Lago documents. Justice Department in another legal venue is appealing that ruling. What's the latest on that?
You need a compass and a protractor to keep track of all the legal threads here. The FBI wants access to those records again. They say that holding off while they wait for this special master process is damaging their probe, and there could be secrets still exposed. So they don't want to wait for this special master to conclude. The judge has set a deadline for the special master of November 30th, but the FBI, the Department of Justice, have kind of gone over the judge's head to the Court of Appeals in Georgia, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, and has asked for this freeze of their investigation, this hold that's on their investigation to be lifted so they can go back into those records, continue or conclude the use of those records in a possible criminal investigation. So there are different lawyers in different cities, all of whom are going to bill a lot of hours.
Dan, what's your guess about what happens with the 11th Circuit and that separate legal track that Justice Department is on?
I think the Justice Department is going to win on this. The concern, though, is that while all this is going on, the intelligence damage assessment was frozen. And the problem we have is that our intelligence officers, the people who own that information, don't have the complete assessment of the damage, so they can't take as many actions as they may need to take in order to protect our assets, our human assets and our technical assets. So people are losing sight of the operational end of this. This could have compromised our intelligence services, and there are live people on the other end of that service, people who may be endangered by the fact that these boxes, 11,000 documents, it's not just a couple of trophy documents for the office wall. Those documents were sitting unprotected for months. There could have been Xeroxes made. There could have been digital scans made. They could be all over the globe, compromising our intelligence officers overseas.
So, Scott, as a final question to you, where does this investigation go if it's quasi-frozen? What's next in the Mar-a-Lago investigation?
Now, the timeline is this. Circle the week after Thanksgiving on your calendar. That's the deadline for this special master to finish his work. That much we know. But the judge who ordered this special master has not precluded the Department of Justice from investigating the records. Just investigating the records themselves is on hold. We'll see if the appeal loosens things up. The judge, this special master, indicated he wants to move swiftly and efficiently so that November 30th deadline may be the floor, not the ceiling. They may do things on a faster timetable.
All right, Scott MacFarlane and Dan Meyer in Washington, thank you both.